What's up guys, Rage Quitting here, back with another video for you guys. Today they released some of the changes they're gonna implement in patch 7.2 for Star Wars The Old Republic. I already heard the bad news. If you guys heard the bad news, man, dude. So anyway,
All right, we're back.
hold on, let me pause this real quick.
Me, Jackie, again.
So I found their stream on Twitch. I'll leave the link in the description below. I had to scroll through the whole thing to find out exactly where in the thing that they talk about PvP, but it's at this timestamp is 34 minutes in. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this and react to it. But yeah, if you guys, I mean, fuck. Depending on what happens in the next patch or whatever, or what happens here, like I might quit playing the game. Like, but if you guys want to see me upload videos, PvP stuff, watch some guides that I've posted on this channel, please hit the subscribe button, and let's just go ahead and get right into this.
Joined by Musco, and we're going to be talking about the PvP changes that will be coming with 7.2. I know a lot of you are incredibly eager for this part of the stream. So before we get into all the nitty-gritty details, I just want to preface this. It's really important for you all to understand the philosophies.
Let me pause it right there real quick. It's funny because she says, I know that a lot of you are interested to hear about these changes. I mean, the PvP community is smaller than the rest of it, obviously, but like if they know a lot of people care about PvP, why are they killing it? Anyway, I'm just gonna rant for a little bit,
and
man.
The reasoning
let's
and
go.
Our goals for what inspired the changes for PvP. So Musco's going to take the bulk of it.
Yep.
And then,
yeah. So kind of as Jackie said, when we kind of approach anything from the design side, we really want to make sure that we have some pretty clear goals in mind of what we're trying to achieve. And if you think of each of these three goals that are on the screen as kind of like a Venn diagram, the things that we're going to talk through that are coming with our revamp to PvP are going to hit 1, 2, or all of these changes and some of the changes that we're making. So just talk through them really quickly. Increase PvP participation. I think this is something that all of you would agree with. The more players that are playing PvP, the better quality matches, the shorter queue times, etc. We want to encourage positive play, and this is kind of, and you'll see kind of some of the changes we're doing to achieve this, but there's just a few things that were kind of a part of the existing PvP gameplay types that could not necessarily be healthy behaviors that we wanted people to do, and we didn't create great systems necessarily to encourage you to do the things that were positive in the nature of PvP. And last and certainly not least is ensure PvP is rewarding. Jokes aside, obviously playing PvP is its own reward. A lot of you will play PvP every day and lots of matches because that's the fun of it, but also we want to make sure that you're getting rewards for doing so. And I'm not...
That's why I play it, because it's fun. I don't give a fuck about the rewards. Other people do. I don't.
Talking about gear here, I'm talking about, well, you'll see, but we want to make sure that it's rewarding. So what exactly is the PvP revamp? Let's get into it. First, we're condensing our queues. So before, right now...
The only reward I cared about was the rankings.
As a SWTOR, if you know it, we have unranked and we have ranked. Unranked can participate in war zones and arenas. Ranked is, of course, just in 4v4 arenas. With 7.2, those are no longer there. So there is no unranked play. There is no ranked play. Now there's just two distinct queues you can queue for. You can queue for 8v8 and you can queue for 4v4. And just like before, you can queue in for those as either solo or as a group. Those aren't distinct queues, though. You'll just be queuing into the 4v4 and 8v8 and then be getting match made based on that. So what this really...
Dude, so if they're going to take away... So they said 8 versus 8 and 4 versus 4 queues are going to be its own distinct queues. But you can queue with your friends or solo. But what that means is, if you queue for 4 versus 4, I mean, you can still just queue 4s all day, which is cool. But how many... What's the likelihood that you're going to queue into other solo teams, I wonder, if you're queuing solo, right? Like, I wonder how many people are going to be grouped just four people queuing 4s all day. And then... But if more people are queuing, then maybe you won't just keep running into the same people. I hope that's how it's going to be. But anyway.
Helps with is it'll help drive participation by ensuring that we're funneling people into more distinct queues. Right now, obviously, for anyone that has played, especially like ranked in the past, you'd find times of day when there weren't a lot of people playing and those types of things. And so we wanted to try to avoid those problems by, again, kind of condensing the queues together. It encourages...
So there's one thing that I do like about this is, I want to queue arenas. and now I can strictly just queue arenas instead of queuing unranked and getting arenas. And then on the flip side of that, there's people who hate arenas, like they absolutely hate arenas, and they queue unranked, but sometimes there won't be a 8 versus 8 queue going on, or not enough people in the queue, so we'll get an unranked arena match, but the people who hate arenas, they just leave, and then now we're left with 3 versus 4, right?
Positive play, because you look at things like, take unranked as an example. Let's say you really wanted to play, you just want to play war zones. You're someone out there who just loves them some hutball. So you want to just be looking
He's literally about to say what I just said.
to get Warzone pops, but you queue and you end up in a 4v4 arena. Now you either need to stick out the match, you maybe don't want to participate in it, and you may leave the match or do something. And so again, just trying to make sure that players are doing positive things while they're playing. But none of this addresses rewards, which is obviously something that is important. So let's talk about the rewards you'll be getting as part of this. So here's what our new seasonal structure looks like. And again, we're going to use the word season because it is, in a sense, a season, but don't confuse it with how ranked seasons used to operate. So all PvP players, so again, once you go into the PvP queue, you're either going into 4v4 or 8v8, you're now all participating in the same season. So the first season, which is coming with 7.2, is season 1 of PvP. It's going to operate very similar to Galactic seasons. So what you're going to do is when you play matches, and you'll get points each match, and by completing missions that you can complete coming off of those matches, you'll be earning PvP points. Those PvP points will then gain you levels. Those levels will unlock a variety of rewards, which we'll be talking about and showing in a second. And that's the seasonal structure. So again, very similar to Galactic seasons. One thing I've called out there as PvP points is that we're also updating all of our medals. So right now, any of you that play PvP know, let's.
Wow, I've been saying this for a while, that the medals need to be updated, because when the medals were first introduced into the game a long time ago, they haven't been updated since. Like the high damage medal is for like, I don't know, 500,000 damage or something like that. But you get that in like the first 10 seconds of a match, you know what I mean? So after that, you don't get any medals for your DPS anymore. Same thing with like high heals or high protection. Like those numbers are capped, but it didn't ever scale with what our level is now and what the gear is now. Like there's matches where I'm doing, twice as much damage as anybody else, but I have less medals because I don't do the objectives or whatever. But like I should be getting those damage medals, you know what I mean? Let's see if that's what he says here.
Say you're playing, a sniper, and you come in and you hit an ambush on someone, 4 medals pop because the numbers haven't been adjusted in a long time. So we're kind of going back and making a pass on our medals just to make sure, and again, to kind of encourage you to participate in the war zone. You will need to participate to earn medals. You won't be able to get them quite as easily as you could before, but those medals will also reflect the PvP points that you earn. I know I can't see chat because I'm not looking down at it, but I have to imagine the one in the middle is something that's drawing some attention. There's no caps on any of your subscription models for the amount of war zones you can play. So previously there was caps on free-to-play players where they could only play 10 a week. Now there's no caps. You can play as many PvP matches as you want, and anyone of any subscription status can participate in all of the rewards for PvP seasons. So if you want to be a free-to-play player, and you can still earn every single reward that's in the new PvP seasonal structure. The difference being, if you're a subscriber, you'll earn PvP points at twice the rate, so you'll be able to get through the season much quicker to get the rewards. So you can play less technically to get there. In the reward track, you're also going to see there's a new PvP currency. This is replacing ranked PvP tokens. So if you have ranked PvP tokens, spend them because they're going away in 7.2. And this new PvP currency will only be earned through PvP seasons, and you'll be able to purchase another set of rewards that's going to be added on a new vendor that will also get updated every season to purchase those rewards there as well. And our goal, in case you're curious, because obviously with ranked seasons, I think we were pretty inconsistent about exactly how long they ran and over what periods of time. We're definitely aiming for consistency here, so our goal is going to be to run 3 seasons a year and we'll talk specifics about that once we get a little bit closer and into the season. But again, goal is to run 3 seasons a year at pretty much identical lengths.
I did see a question in chat asking about the PvP tokens. So
yeah, what was the question specifically?
What's happening to them?
What's happening? Yeah, so I called it out a little bit, but yeah, if you have ranked PvP tokens today, they are going away. They're not going to be converted into the new currency or anything. That's starting fresh. So if you have ranked PvP tokens today, spend them. We're going to message this to make sure it's clear so no one misses that, but definitely spend them before 7.2.
Yep. And then I also saw a question about like what rewards can be expected.
Yeah,
so here we go.
Yeah, so we'll start into it here, and then we'll actually show you the full list on the next slide for the most part. So this is what, and again, you'll notice this is very...
Okay, sure, they're giving out rewards for PvP, but the lame thing is all it takes is participation. Because there's no rankings anymore. A lot of PvPers, like especially the ranked scene. So anyway, the PvP community is already kind of small. The ranked community is even smaller, but the ranked community, fuck, it sucks that it's like this, but the ranked community is the ones that really actually care about like PvP or the prestige, right? The rewards. Like, dude, at least I got my gold flare from season 11, so I'm gonna rock that shit forever because it's not coming back. You know what I mean? Like, and these rewards are just participation based. You know what I mean? There's no like, I wonder how many. I wonder if there's any rewards that are locked behind, you know, a certain amount of, I don't know, kills or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Very similar
what they
to
say
the Galactic
here.
Seasons UI and the way that it functions. Note anything that you see here listed as a reward.
But it just seems like if you play a lot, you'll be able to get the rewards. But the play is just participation. It's not like you have to even be good, you know? So there's nothing in the rewards that can like, that you can use to show off like, hey, I'm a good PvPer. It's more like just, hey, I partake in PvP. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Reward number, what level it's at is TBD, as this is all still being worked out, and you'll get to touch it on PTS, which we'll talk about later. But so yeah, this is what the PvP track looks like. Again, looks very much like the Galactic Seasons UI. It talks about the rate at which you earn, or the points that you've earned towards your weekly totals, the amount of levels you're at, how to claim your rewards here, etc. So what's on the reward track?
Lots of stuff.
So we'll just let it sit here, soak in, so you can read it. But let me give you just a high level philosophy of kind of what you're going to expect. And I'll talk a little bit about what's on the reward track, which again is on the screen, and what's on the vendor. So from the reward track, what you'll notice is there are 2 different armor sets here. So you'll be able to get 2 full armor sets just from completing the reward track. There's also going to be 2 armor sets that are going to be on the seasonal reward vendor as well. So there's technically 4 armor sets you could earn during the course of the season. The reward track is also going to have a variety of titles. It's going to have a variety of stronghold decorations, and then you'll notice every couple of levels also is where the PvP Seasons tokens are earnable, which again you can spend on that vendor for additional rewards as well.
Yep. This is what they look like.
And this is what they look like.
Yeah.
So the one on the right, those are the 2 armor sets that you can earn from the reward track. You'll notice they're similar. One of them is the base armor set, and then later in the track you can earn that armor set with upgraded VFX on it. Same thing on the left. It's 2 different armor sets of similar style that one has and one does not have VFX. And again, those are purchasable on the PvP rewards vendor.
Someone in chat said, you can get TBD. I want TBD.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Worth noting, in case you don't know, first off, I appreciate the joke. TBD means to be determined. And so you'll start to see some of that fleshed out on PTS, but we'll be having more details about the very specific decos that you'll be earning in the coming weeks as well.
I don't even like the armor sets.
Yep. So.
But wait, there's
more.
So yeah, so obviously we can hold on this slide for a second while you digest that. We just threw a lot of information about you for the PvP revamp, but just to give you just a high level rundown again. So ranked and unranked as you knew them today aren't there anymore. Now what we have is just 2 queues of 4v4 and 8v8 to kind of condense everybody into the same queues. And while playing in there, you're going to notice some other structural updates within the PvP revamp of things like updated medals and stuff to really kind of encourage you to participate in those modes as intended. And then coming out of that, there's a whole new seasonal reward structure to give you really a lot more rewards than we've typically been giving to PvPers, I think. And that's going to run over ideally 3 seasons a year that you'll see over time. So. That's the PvP revamp. I'm sure there'll be more questions, and Jack can pull them out as we go. But that's not it. There's more. There's one more thing still for PvPers this update.
Yeah, this is really exciting. I love it. So we have a new 4v4 PvP map. It's called the Onderon Palatial Ruins. It's absolutely beautiful. Environment artists really knocked it out of the park with this one. And when I asked them, I was like, so what was the inspiration for this particular map? And they said, what would an Olympic venue look like on Onderon? And so it kind of gives you a glimpse into an area in Onderon where players don't typically have a lot of insight into. So I think it's beautiful.
All right, well, that's it for the PvP update. Let me go back a little bit here. But like, dude, now it's just a reward track. You play PvP, you unlock rewards just like Galactic Seasons. I mean, at least they're still giving you stuff. Free to play players are not capped on how much PvP they can do now, so I mean, that's good. I just really don't get why they want to just. So here's what I don't get. They want to. They're just gonna remove ranked. Isn't the vast majority of like casual PvPers that do 8 versus 8 and stuff, don't they just really want the ranked players to get the hell out of 8 versus 8s and just go do ranked? Well, now we can't even do that. I mean, yeah, there's still 4 versus 4 arenas, but it's not like it gets you anything. It just moves you along the seasonal track, but there's nothing to fight for anymore. Like, we were fighting for the ladder, right? Fighting for, your rank on the ladder. You're fighting for your badge, right? Your bronze, silver, gold, or even your all galaxy badge. It's just like, what's the point now? So I think what's going to happen is I mean, sure, people are going to be queuing arenas. All the ranked players that want to keep queuing arenas, they're going to queue arenas, but they're going to be queuing 8 versus 8 a lot too. And it's not like we're going to, they're not going anywhere. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I guess I have to see what happens when 7.2 actually launches to see what kind of rewards are in there. But yeah, it seems like as long as you play a lot, you can just get all the rewards. And too bad there's no like prestigious awards that, rewards that come out of that for any kind of. I just can't believe they're getting rid of rated. Like, anyway, that's it for this video, guys. This is the only thing I care about on the update. All the other stuff, pets and decorations and, some armors and some weapons and whatever. I don't care. So if you guys want to watch the rest of this to find out what's happening, go check the link in the description. But damn, dude, this game might actually die, might actually be dead to me. We'll see.